Hello there and welcome. I'm Willow and today I will try to build a log cabin. At first I thought about, maybe I could use some wooden dowels like these, and yeah, wood is quite expensive, so maybe we can do that cheaper. And then it hit me. What about willow tree branches? They are cheap, they are everywhere, and now it's time to harvest them. So why don't we get started? First, I have to sort out all the branches. There are different kinds of thicknesses, and the goal here is to get some of those that are 7 to 8 millimeters thick. And that's approximately about 1/4 of an inch. The branches are sorted out, and now I'll cut some to 6.5 inch and some to 4.5 inch. And if you notice here on my mat, I'm not cutting it to 6.5 inch. It's actually only 5.5 inch. So I had to recut these later. Measuring up a piece of heavy cardboard paper, I will make that 4 by 6 inches. So I have a good base plate to mount all the sticks. And it was here I noticed I did a mistake. These sticks were just an inch too short. So I started to cut some into the right length, 6.5 inch, and the measurements were right this time. Then I started to trim off all the leftovers and shaving down all the knobs. I used my steel wire brush for this. And then I sanded down with my rotary tool all the ends of the sticks. I marked up all my sticks within 1/4 of an inch to make a recess so I could cross over all the sticks and they will lock into each other. I used some sandpaper on my rotary tool and it fit perfectly in the dimensions of the sticks. And then I could just start carving out all the recesses. After some trial and error, I found out that it was actually easier to use my X-Acto knife to carve out these recesses. And it just went on a lot faster than using the rotary tool. I'll also need a gable for the ends of the house. I just cut out some sticks and each of the layers were just shorter by 1/2 inch. And then I just put all the sticks in an aluminum tray. And I know all you Americans will say aluminum, but this is in Europe, so we say aluminium. I fired up my barbecue and let it cook for almost 2.5 hours. I kept the lid on the barbecue just to keep down the temperature as a minimum because I didn't want to burn all the sticks. And now this is good looking. I really like the color at first sight and it looks like real wood logs. This is a process that will take a lot of months in nature and I didn't have the patience to wait for that. I also needed the cabin to have a door and a window. I marked it up and cut it out. And because I'm a very impatient person, I used my hot glue gun to lay down the first layer of sticks. For the rest of the build, I used Aleene's Tacky glue. And I miscalculated again, so I had to cook some more sticks because I needed another layer of wood logs. These didn't get as much time in the barbecue, so they were a bit brighter than the first batch I made. I used the leftover heat in the barbecue and put some sticks in overnight, and they turned out a bit more dark. For the bit brighter logs, I used this dark wood speed paint to match the color, and it was almost a perfect match. You couldn't tell the difference. I started to sand down all the ends of the logs. This was to shape them into the same length, and then I noticed that the wood grains of the rings, they became a lot more visible when I was sanding it. And this was perfect for this build because it actually looked like real wood logs. And now for the roof. Some of the sticks I barbecued earlier were going to be used as beams, and they would just lay down on the steps of the gable and cut to length. I want the roof to be removable, so I will attach all the beams with these coffee stir sticks, some super glue and activator. And I was going to make a lot of fixed points for the coffee stir sticks because I wanted this to be very sturdy. And in the end, I actually ended up using my hot glue gun to attach the last and final of the coffee stir sticks. This I found easier and it worked as fast as the super glue. This roof won't be covered in roof shingles. I will use some grass and moss, and to have a good surface to put it on, I used this thin cardboard as a base for that. I used Aleene's tacky glue to glue in the cardboard, and while that was drying up, I could make something like a porch. I hot glued some of the longer sticks into the base. Since the bottom of the building isn't visible, I could use some of the cut-offs and use them as beams under the porch. For the porch, I used some coffee stir sticks as planks, and I used it inside the cabin as floor planks as well. I had a lot of cut-offs, and for this I will make a door frame and a door out of coffee stir sticks. For the window, I used this balsa wood because it was a bit thicker than coffee stir sticks and it looks like natural wood. For all the coffee stir sticks and the balsa wood, I used this alcohol-based stain, walnut brown, and it just makes all the grains in the wood pop. I really love this product and I found it in a Danish hobby store, and I haven't found anything similar on any Amazon pages, so I have no referrals to this product. For the roof, I used this AK Dark Earth, which is a very good texture paint for base coating this roof. I used this green tea as flocking and some of the battlefield grass from the army painter. And as a final effect for the roof, I will use some tufts in different sizes and colors and attach it with some of the Aleene's tacky glue. The roof is done, and now I just need to spray it with some thinned down PVA glue just to keep everything together. I have these plans from the Green Stuff World, and I will just glue a couple of those into the corner of the building. The house will also need a chimney, and I have this plastic straw. I can bend it into different kinds of shape, and I will just cut it to size and use a piece of cardboard to make a hat for the chimney. Set it for dry and let it have some paint. And then I will just glue it in directly on the roof. Add some tufts and a bit of grass. We are done. I'm very excited about this project. I only spent 2 days cooking the branches and all that stuff. And what I'm most impressed about is how this turned out with the rings in the end of the branch. It actually looks like a real wood log. And going from this green thing and baking it in the barbecue. And about the barbecue, the reason why I used that is my wife didn't like baking these in the oven. We had some smelly things when I was baking the branches from these trees, and that wasn't taken well. But the barbecue outside, smell doesn't matter. So, and these actually didn't smell at all. So I could have done this in the oven. I think I will use these willow tree branches in other projects in the future because they are awesome and they're free. I only need to barbecue some more of it and have a stock so I can build stuff with it, because this will become very useful in the future. And about the log cabin, this is the most cheap project I've ever made. The willow tree branches didn't cost me anything. I had the coffee stir sticks laying around. I spent some glue and some tufts and some flocking on top, and some of the flocking was even, just green tea. Price-wise, I would estimate to maybe $3 maximum, and approximately the same in euros, about 2.5, 3 euros. It's only the hours spent on it, and I think it turned out pretty well. And as usual, thank you for watching this to the end. I really appreciate you being here. I have another project coming up. We are leaving the forest and the green stuff, going somewhere else, more dark. But more on that later. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.